back on, and we are done with Cute Kaiser. We're moving on to Invictus, a step up in difficulty from the last one. Cute Kaiser was a nice beginner hack, and then if you get a few more hacks under your belt after that, you can start progressing to some of the intermediate hacks. Invictus being one of those. This is a pretty famous one from, 2018, I think. This is definitely one that people love to get their hands on. When they see Kaizo, they see this run, they're like, man, I gotta play that. It's got so many cool things. So hopefully I'll be able to showcase that for you guys. And let us get started. Okay, we're gonna be playing all exits. There is another category, 80%, where you do some key jumps to cheese a bridge level. So typically in Kaizo, a bridge is a check to make sure you've gotten all the switch palaces. But as Slap was mentioning earlier, you give a Kaizo player a key or any other kind of items, they'll typically abuse it to find ways to do unintended things. And so that's how 80% came about. We do have a quick strat here. We're gonna do what we call mountain skip, going straight to the wing block, and that is a tight squeeze there. We do press left at the correct time to fix the camera to get the right spawn points and angles and speed and everything like that to go directly to the wing block instead of using the falling platform. So it does save about 4 seconds, but it also costs about 4 every time you die. So getting third try, not ideal for a record grind right there, but happy to get it fairly quickly for the marathon showcase for you guys. You'll notice I bonked into a pipe. We did that to early spawn that piranha, get a faster cycle. And then nice chill ending here, nothing too crazy. Just a handful of strats. I did miss one there at the halfway end of the first half of this level. There's a way to get an early P-speed by landing as early as possible on a platform and jumping as late as possible to barely get enough room for P-speed. You also notice we skipped a halfway. I don't think I touched it, but in this game, most of the halfways are not needed. As soon as you enter a pipe to get to the next section, it automatically gives you a checkpoint, essentially. So most checkpoints here are aesthetic, but we can all pretend that I'm skipping them because I'm very bold and daring. In other Kaizo speedruns, I do skip a lot of halfways to save time. If I have a lot of confidence, I can beat the second half. But not needed in this one just because they're automatic, essentially. So here we do have some chocolate. These snake block platforms are speeding up and slowing down based off of the plus and minus signs that they were traversing over. Here we're doing regular jumps to not lock the camera so that rock spawns early enough that we can just run straight under it. If you spin jump as your opening jump in this room, then the camera gets messed up and the rock is in your way and you'd have to do a left-right wiggle. So a fairly easy way to optimize that. And hopefully our block doesn't break here. SMW does have some jank sometimes. Throwing throw blocks against a ceiling can sometimes make them explode if you get it just right. So fortunately didn't happen. No bad news bears there. And now we're on to the big gatekeeper of the beginning of this run, 1 by 1. This is probably a pretty infamous one. If you've ever run or played this hack before, you get stuck here quite a bit on your first playthrough. We're going to start with a key jump right here, frame perfect, run plus jump at the same time to do that. A little tight squeeze to get that shell jump off. I'm going to go for a double key jump here as a speed strat. Got it very, very nice. Going in the corner to minute the chuck. So we get an early cycle there. Very good. And then we're going to try to one cycle this. Ooh, very close to that muncher, but we got it perfect. One last strat before the halfway. See if we can get the key jump ending here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. And didn't botch it. Let's get the halfway. So that's pretty tricky. Nice first try on everything right there. Got all of the hot strats. Here we're going to go for a no-swim lava swim. So you can swim in the lava. Ooh, okay. I'll do it again. You can swim in the lava in like the bottom half tile of it. And so the optimization is to use the lava to swim across instead of using the chucks. But the extra optimization is to do it in a way where you have momentum. I didn't get it again. So I had to do the extra swim there. But if you can do it without the extra swim, it's even faster. Early touch on that shell to reactivate the on or activate the on-off block earlier. And then we're going to go for the 2 cycle Oh, I messed it up. Okay. Are we doing well? Okay, that's a tough strat to 2-cycle it. I kind of want to try one more time for you guys, just because I usually do a pretty good job on it. Yeah, I'll do it one more try. We'll try one more time. Never mind. I won't try it again. If it had been going better, I would definitely, but it's fine. We'll just have to imagine. You'll notice I did a shell toss to the left. The idea was to hit the on-off block. There's the no swim. Nice. Hit the on-off block early with the, or hit the spin block, I should say, early with the shell and go backwards. This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take... Ooh! Nothing to see there. Nothing to see there. You're supposed to go around 3 cycles, essentially. 3 cycles around the fire bar clock. But if by backtracking at that one location, you can do it in 2 cycles. I'm going to do 3-cycle 1. I'll give it one more chance before I'll, I guess, go back to... Oh my gosh. I can't do it. As you can see, this level is hard. I was not memeing around when I said this is a big gatekeeper for the run. Lots of rooms where any of them can go wrong. And the hardest one of the second half is probably this one. Okay, so this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do like this. Oh my gosh, am I gonna be late now? Oh wait, no, I don't. Never mind, there is no late. I'm so used to the 2-cycle. That the 2-cycle you actually have to race the spin block there. But with the 3-cycle you don't have to race that spin block. So okay, whew, let's wipe the sweat off the forehead. We're finally out of there. That's a tough level. That is a tough level. Okay, so here there's a secret exit, so we just have to go far enough to the right to respawn the piranha before going back to left to respawn the piranha. And then nothing too spicy in this run, just some nice clean platforming. My PB on this is 33:09, although I did have a 32:50 pace on the final boss. I literally failed on the final screen of the game. So here we're going to do a strat. We're going to kill that disco and spawn in the wind block early enough that we can sneak past the right side of it, which is not intended. Oh my gosh, he just kept going forward. Holy cow. Well, when it rains, it pours, I guess. So you're not supposed to sneak past the wing block like that, but if you can, you get the early cycle on the boomerang. There we go. Okay, we're gonna go for the 1 cycle. Okay, press jump right before I landed. So that's a thing. If you've ever played a game like Donkey Kong Country, you'll know that you can buffer your inputs. Right before you land, if you press Y to roll in Donkey Kong, you can roll as soon as you land. SMW is not that way. There are no buffered inputs, so I'm going to do the slow way here. So you can 1-cycle that. That's what I did die on, but you have to go very fast. So yeah, in SMW, you don't have that luxury. So if you press jump 1 frame before you land on the ground, you get credit for nothing. So there's the yump. I didn't get any yumps in Cute Kaizo, but we got one right here. So yeah, if you press a jump a frame before you land, you get nothing. And typically in Kaizo, that means you're dead. So if you're familiar with vanilla SMW, the base game, you'll kind of know there's like open layouts. There are enemies and they can get in your way, but they can be fairly avoidable at the same time. And there's nothing like crazy tight. Whereas in Kaizo, everything's meant to kill you. Everything is very calculated, very precise. We're going to get a Z shot right here. See if we can get it. Smooth Z shot. You're supposed to back shot the shell, but that requires some turning around, so some slight slowdown. So getting that Z shot's a nice little speed up. To stall that out just to make sure we can get the right layer 2. This was my least favorite level, actually, when I was doing my first ever playthrough of this game. I'm just not a huge fan of the like very slow cycle-based stuff. So it was very frustrating to try to play through that level my first time. But in the speedrun, it's definitely not too bad. Second half is pretty cool, though. A kind of a fast auto-scroller here. That jump is a little bit tricky, though. You got to maneuver with the right controlled bounce off of the ball and chain to reach the saw. Because you have to bounce high enough to be able to reach the saw, but not too high that you hit the muncher ceiling. So some very there's some secret finesse there, if you will, to get through that. Okay, now we go from the level that was my least favorite in my first ever playthrough to my favorite level in the first playthrough. Such a contrast, very fast-paced action here. I just love the ways that the thwomps come from all sorts of different angles at you, and you have to just maneuver around them. No crazy speed strats in the main section of this level, but I will try my best. I was doing very well at the hot strat in the boss fight here. There's what I call the TLC top left corner. You'll notice there's a spike in the top left corner. We're going to try to beat it out on the final hit. I'll go for it one time. Here it comes. Got it! Let's go! And then you have to do that jump right there. Because the game keeps moving you for the last little bit there, so I have to rotate to the next platform off screen, and that does save, wasn't it like over a second or something? I'd have to go back and look at the notes to know what that saves. That's extremely tight, by the way. That is not for the faint of heart there. Okay, so here, let's see, is there anything? I think this is just generally kind of a tough level, especially on a first playthrough. This part coming up here is probably one of the more notorious parts, getting through that one tile gap with slope speed correctly. Oh, okay, just barely. I'm always scared of that part, getting over that muncher from the bonsai. Watch out for the fish troll, and then a nice smooth ending here. Finish strong. There we go. Again, we don't need the halfways. There are automatic checkpoints, essentially. The second half does have some cool stuff, though. Watch out for the troll pipes there. We're going to go skip straight over the thwomp instead of using the falling platform to save ourselves a jump. Very nice. We're going to do a slight stall out right there to not trigger the thwomps. Oh, come on. I clipped the edge instead of landing on it. That was kind of dumb. So we're going to essentially spawn in the wing block and stall out the... I'm going to use the thing this time. Spawn in the wing block and stall out the thwomps so that we can get a one cycle on this. Let me do it again. There we go. So we can stay under there. Here we got a spike bounce. We didn't get it. We didn't get it. So if you get the secondary spike bounce, you go straight to the ball and chain without having to wait to save like half a cycle. It is tight. Typically, the hard part is getting the first triangle bounce there, which I did get, but then I shortchanged it too much. So the cool thing is if you do the first bounce, you can be up against the wall, and then when you get to the opening, if you're in line with the second triangle as it's falling, you just get credit for a bounce. So that's why the first bounce is usually the harder of the two to set up, but it's okay. Here we got the what I mentioned earlier about the block grabs. Frame perfect. Got to press, run, and jump at the same time. That is a common Kaizo trope. We're gonna try to beat out the shell. So the traditional way is to let the shell go to the right first. Let it hit the back wall, or I should say the left wall there, and then bounce on it. But we're gonna beat it, or we're gonna bounce on it before it hits that left death block. 5. Okay. And then the last piece. This is a 4-room like mini castle, if you will, kind of. We're gonna go for a. I'm gonna try one more time. There's a fast Yoshi strat here. Oh, okay. So that was the idea. You're supposed to use the wing block to kind of get through this. This is the semi-fast way. to get through that. The fast way saves an extra like half a second or something. Fortunately, that's a very small time loss if you do attempt it. It's like 5 or 6 seconds per attempt, something like that. So not too bad, but I was hoping to get that for you. But at least you can kind of see the idea. Very tight. You have to get the right corner cuts and spitting the shell at the right time to get it through the one tile gap there. Not as easy as it looks. This is a level. I kind of mentioned before. There's several like notorious levels. This is one of them on the in the first playthrough. Fairly long water level. Lot of mini rooms here. We're gonna go for a one cycle down tap right there and get the right angle and perfect. Beat out the dolphin cycle there. Not an easy strat, and saves a bunch of time. You'd have to do so much extra waiting and walking. Going up to the right like that to early spawn that fish in the top right corner so we can just move right there. Perfect. And then beating that out. 1, 2, 3. Down tap. Neutral. Neutral. So those vines are the ending troll right there. If you press up or down on a vine, you grab it. And so if you need to like control your swim at that ending part, you're dead because you grab the vine and the urchins kill you. Let's see if we can get the quick cycle here with the there, and boom, nice. Got the fast on-off cycles. Love to see it. We also so fast we despawned the fish wall. That's another thing that typically gets newer players who are playing this for the first time, is that that fish wall can be very menacing. But now we get a nice leisurely stroll through the lake. Two, 3, 1, 2. Okay. Again, vines are there as a troll, so if you grab them, you're going to die to that fish wall. Okay, and now we've gotten to one of the scarier levels. Cemetery Bloom coming up here. Whew. I mentioned in Cute Kaizo, anytime you're seeing boos, fishing boos, stone block boos, they're usually going to spell a bad time. And here we've got them coupled with a bunch of challenging things. We got this opening block grab, and then you have this very cool. Oops, not that. You get this very cool camera manip coming up. Come on. Okay. Come on, anytime. Give me the frame perfect. Thank you. Okay, so we got this camera manip coming up, where we're going to stay right here and then jump. Okay, why didn't it re-grab the vine? Hello? There's a line boo. There's a line boo up above, and we're essentially trying to climb the vine without letting it spawn in its tail, so we can sneak through right there. So if you just play as normal, at that spot, the line or the tail of that line boo gets you killed. Okay, I'll go for the easier version there, I guess. So that's a hard part. You have to do a block grab fairly quickly. Or ideally, you do it fairly quickly and get right through the boo ring. I won't. I'll go for the easier. Just wait out a cycle, I guess. It's fine. But yeah, you can do a no wiggle one cycle through all of that if you can get credit for everything, which can be easier said than done. We're gonna wait a cycle here. There is a way to get the fast one cycle, but we've already taken a few deaths in this room, so let's just piece out of here. There is a troll. With layer 2 moving up this platform, so that halfway is kind of like a fake, but we're actually using it, the layer 2 troll, as a way to get through the eerie part faster there in that transition room. Nice, got the correct spawn and get the early cycle there. Very tight. Oops, I messed up. Uh-oh. Okay, well, it's fine. I pressed jump at the wrong time. Oops. Let's see if we can. Yeah, so you can see how tight it is. You barely have room over those munchers. Try this again. Oh my gosh, come on. Okay, I'll go for the okay, I'll go for the normal. I think it's gonna mess up a little bit of my cycle. So that's what you normally would do. So we'll do this. So normally you can get a nice quick cycle there, but with the intended strat, you do have to do a little bit more waiting around. So these boot clouds, the ones that spawn in with you, like on screen, have hitboxes, but the ones after that do not have hitboxes. So as long as you get through the first few, then you are good to go. Just holding right. So that part looks harder than it probably is. That's not to say that the ending there is easy, because it's not exactly easy either. A lot of things that can still get you while trying to navigate those guys, but when you know where they're going to spawn, it makes it a little bit easier, knowing that you only have to deal with the first few. So classic Kaizo thing right there. The chuck gate is what we call those. Having to jump to trigger the chuck to get under a one-tile hallway, or get through a one-tile hallway. Let's see, anything of note? Here's a little bit of a cheese right there. You're supposed to use that throw block to activate the spid block, that final one, but we can just go under the thing instead. I took a little bit of a delay there intentionally to try to manipulate the ending chuck gate right here. Let's see if we got it. Climb the right side of the vine after a small delay. Jump here and jump there to double trigger to get the early pipe. Very nice. And then intentional death right here after grabbing the halfway. So because we didn't go through the pipe, we do need to grab that halfway to get credit. But that on death is faster. It does set up the vines in a better spot. It's only like a 1/10 or 2/10 of a second faster, something like that. I have to go back and look at the notes, but it's something in that ballpark. Very small, but a very easy time save. And then one last hard part for this room. Got it, let's go. That block grab has killed many a run, for sure. Okay, so into Frostbite. Whew, okay, let's do it. This the opening part here can be a little bit finicky. You have to bounce on this Koopa shell at the right time to get him to re-kick fast enough to get that third bounce. That third bounce is the scary one. And here we got the fast setup right there, jumping off of the rope straight into the shell re-grab, into a side shell jump. To get into the secret entrance right there. So we were able to save ourselves one extra jump. We didn't have to reposition to get that shell jump ready. Okay, here we're going to go for a P-speed. Did we get it? Did we get it? Nice, got it. Let's go. Nice P-speed ending. You love to see it. Okay, this level... I don't know if people typically think this is hard, but I've lost a lot of runs to this level before. The ending to me it kind of throws me off a little bit, and you'll see it when we get there. But first things first, we got an early spawn by pushing out to the right. We early spawned. Oh shoot! We early spawned that the second kicking Koopa to get an earlier cycle on the throw block. I was able to salvage that, by the way. I messed up the up toss with the throw block, but we still were able to re-grab it and fix it. So this part right here always tends to give me trouble. But no issues this time around. Very nice. Let's go. This is just a series of trolls. I think it's like 6 re-entrances of the pipe before you get to the real exit. So this is the real one. All the other ones are death traps. And then we don't need that little P-switch. We just need the big boy. And I think that's another yump. I think that's 2 for 2. I think we did get red, right? So we were yumpless in Cute Kaizo, but we are yump full in Invictus right now. Very nice. Okay, back to the Frostbite. Now we have to do the normal exit. Again, we have the tricky opening part with the Koopa. Hopefully he behaves. Barely. Let's go. Nice. Got the early toss right there to just go in motion. And then this guy is notoriously difficult. But with the right setup, I have a decently high confidence in him. The dropping spiny. Oh my gosh, I just could not. When I was trying to left-right there, just Mario was out of control, dude. The slippery ice, I tell you. Unfortunate. Yeah, see, that's the thing that can happen with that Koopa. We were 2 for 2, and then you could. So now at least you got to see kind of what happens when things go wrong there. That Koopa can be kind of mean. Okay, back to here. Yeah, this part is a... Oh, wow, I must make that... That's a tight squeeze. That is a tight squeeze. You have to do a little bit of a delay to let that Koopa rise up high enough to get over the muncher. Okay, we got a... Ooh, I didn't get it. Man, I'm gonna blame the early mornings. I typically play at night. I feel like I'm a little bit shaky today on my execution, but it's all good. It's all good. So we got the early or getting that one cycle right there by staying close to ceiling without bonking. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we get. Oh my gosh, why does that not work? So do this again. So again, get close to that ceiling, get that one cycle. There we go. That is a fairly tricky part. And we're intentionally waiting here. There's a bumpty coming up, and so by waiting up there, we don't let him spawn in so we can go right into the pipe. Okay. Okay, can we get some prayers out in the chat for this next one? The next one's Rise Again, called so because there is a double jump mechanic. So I mentioned earlier about re-grabbing, repressing jump to slow your fall to cross over gaps. That's a common Kaizo technique. This completely flips it on its head. The repressing jump now gives you an extra jump, so that can throw you off mentally. But there's an extremely scary strat at the very end of this section, but it's like, in my opinion, it's easier than the intended strat after, I guess, all the practice I've done with it. So I feel more confident in the fast strat than the intended strat. So we're definitely gonna go for the fast way, and hopefully we get it right here. Skipping the the fish ride. Nice, got it first try. Let's go. Okay, so the Rip Van fish there at the end. You're supposed to use it to cross under the dolphins. The dolphins are supposed to be the obstacle. We instead use the dolphins as the tool to get through that entire part, and I think it's like 7 seconds faster, 6 seconds. It's like a pretty big time save doing that, and it's at the very end of the section, as you notice, which means, and this is very deep into the run at this point. So in the world record grind, you know, if you can get past that, hold on, we gotta do this crazy up pipe. Got it. Let's go. If you can get that strat correct, you have a run on your hands. If you don't, your run's probably dead. So feels good. Get that one out of the way. So this has some vertical screen wrap. So we're going to use that throughout the level. That's that's a tricky re-grab. You'll notice I had to cross a very big gap. Got to get a very chonky re-grab, slow down Mario's descent quite a bit to be able to cross that gap. Oh, whoa, hello? A button, where are you? Oh my gosh, how in the that was literally free. I cannot believe what I just witnessed. Imagine doing all the hard stuff. Okay, well, you know what? I just wanted to showcase this whole room for you again. There you go. Enjoy. This is a kind of a cool level, though, to be fair. Get to, okay, there we go. Literally at the end. Oh, man, when it rains, it pours, I guess. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that layer 2 is kind of awkward sometimes. So without the right setup, 1, 2, 3, 4. Come from behind. Oh, thank gosh. Without the right setup, the layer 2 can sometimes get offset and not work properly, and so it won't bounce back the saw correctly. So this is a little bit of a trippy setup right there to be able to bounce off of the saw at the top of the screen by coming from the bottom, and then the quick pipe. Nice. And then, of course, the boss is going to make use of this vertical screen wrap as well. We have visual cues to know when to drop down, when to left, right wiggle, and then we're going to land squarely on this and get a nice, clean ending here. Very good. Okay. We have coming into the end game right now. So that was the end of the mid game, I would say. We're coming into the final world. Well, I guess the mid game would be. I guess Rise Again would be the start of the end game when I really think about it, just because of the difficulty. But we're definitely square in the end game now. We got the secret exit here. Keys falling down. We got a key jump to get up there. First try. Let's go. Not too punishing if you don't get first try. It's, I think, like, what? Somewhere between 3 to 5 seconds of time loss for every additional attempt that it takes you to reset that up. So not too bad, but always nice to get it first try. So in the any percent category, which I mentioned at the very beginning of the run, this level, you can skip all of the secret exits and switch palaces because you can do a key jump up the side and then climb over the top of the stage to eventually get to this exit here. So that way you can bypass needing the switch palaces. But fortunately, we don't have to deal with that in all exits. Okay, Kamek Woods, let's go. So the main baddie of this game is actually Kamek, not Bowser. So we're getting to see one of the first appearances of him here. It's a little bit of a weird camera setup here to make sure Kamek positions correctly. Nice, got it. So we got him in the nice low state there. That might seem like nothing special, but if you do things in the wrong way, he spawns too high and you can't cross the gap properly. So I'm always a sigh of relief when we can get past that last Kamek part of the first half. Nothing too important to note here. Just a classic auto-scroller. Just using the right visual cues to make sure we can navigate everything nice and safe. Okay. Out of the woods into Stellar. These next two levels are some of my favorites in the run. Rise Again was really cool because of some of the hot strats there, and we got another series of hot strats coming up in Stellar. A Stu original strat, if you will. We got a P-Speed variant. Never give a player items like keys, but also never give a player platforms, because look at this. We can get P-Speed here, get the right angle. That's the hard part. 2, 3, 4. So now we've got P-Speed maintained throughout the rest of this section, so we can skip that part completely. Do this. Where I'm changing the on-off blocks with my bumper. Uh-oh. How did I messed this up somehow? Okay, that's fine. We recovered. So we lost our P-Speed, but that's fine. We still did a darn good job through there. We got the vast majority of the room with P-Speed. You'll love to see it. Oops. So again, I am changing the block gates with my bumper. So I'm doing all of this navigation of Mario while also maintaining the proper block states. So this, when you ever get to levels like this or the next level, which has another interesting mechanic we'll get to, there's a troll right there to mess up your timing. They make the gates look the same every single time on that one little stretch that I said is a troll. But the last one's different, and so you have to do a different timing for it. And then this, a post-goal troll. You have to press bumper at the right time to finish up your pathway. And then this is the other type. So we have the bumpers was one style of way to do new mechanics. This is what we call motor skills, which is I'm changing my jump type mid-air, which is not normal in SNW. And the level is set up in a way where the obstacles require you to quickly transition from spin to regular to spin. 2, 3, 4. Nice, and here goes the crazy ending. Does the thwimp behave? I had to do a wiggle to make it work. Okay, that thwimp is pretty tricky. It comes in at a weird angle. You know, coming upside down like that. Can be very awkward. Okay, now we got the Floss Boss. Again, we're using motor skills to transition our jump types. We have to hit the on-off blocks to flip the Galumba correctly, or to reflip him up after bouncing on him. You'll notice he's upside down, then right side up, upside down, right side up. And then we're getting our optimal hits on the Boo Boss. The last one is the only one that's really that scary to me. Okay. Okay, we're fine. Ooh, that's... I whiffed, but it's fine. We found a way. We're out of here. Let's go. That was weird. Okay. This level is the last level, or the second to last level. But interestingly enough, I don't find it to be that difficult. That being said, I have lost record runs to this before, so it can be, I guess, deceptive sometimes, but there really isn't anything too crazy about this level. It's really just tight platforming with all these munchers, right? The munchers here. Oh my Lord have mercy, was I late on that spin jump. Okay. Yeah, the munchers are the main obstacle here. They're just supposed to get in your way and freak you out when you're deep on a grind. Let's make sure we get that. There we go. Okay. And let's go. One strat though here, we do have the bully bounce right there. When they bop into you, you do get quite a bit of speed. It's meant to be a troll to push you off the ledge, but if you jump before you make contact with him, you get that rise up in the air, and that's enough to get you over the lava gap and get straight to the gold tape. Okay, last level, the first. So we have an intro room right here to tell you that you have the block gates with the bumpers, and you have motor skills, which you see right here. So that's the intro room. The first real room coming up right here. This is the hardest of the three, in my opinion. We're gonna go for some good strats with the fast cycle there. This is a very mentally tricky part here, and then we're gonna get a shell jump to cheese that part. You're supposed to use a moving platform to get across. We got it first try with the shell jump. Very nice. Oh my Lord have mercy, did we almost miss that door and die to the thwomps. Okay, 1, 2, 4. Okay, here we go. We do have one cool strat here. There is that snake block we just started. We're going to stall out the touch right there to get a late gate press to change when the saw would go back towards the snake block, timing-wise, so that we can get an earlier cycle of the snake block. Stalling out, this is one of those weird instances where stalling out is actually faster. Okay, so here we got the cheese right there going straight through the piranha instead of doing the extra shell jumps. I think there's like supposed to be 1 or 2 extras. And then we have that shell jump right there. There's one Kaiser block in the entire hack, and it was right there, and we pass it up. Very nice. And there is, though this boss fight, I think people that typically do not like. It's fairly long, and you have to do a lot of trial by error to learn the things. But we have one strat here to early activate this, and you'll get to see that later in the fight. We'll keep it a surprise for now. But right now, it's kind of in my way, but we have the correct setups to make it not an issue. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now it's a disco. And with this setup, you can min bounce regrab off the disco to stay under. Okay, this is one of the trickier parts on the first playthrough, learning how to do these bullets, because you don't know this pattern, and so you get kind of messed up. And then here's the cheese. That's why we kept this. One of the reasons. So now we don't have to use the elevator platforms to get through this. We can just stand up here. And then the last part, this is what actually makes it fast, is you'll notice the shell hits this block and bounces back to the right. So instead of the shell having to go 2 extra tiles to the left and thus 2 extra tiles to the right, we can save 4 tiles worth of movement and hit Kamek early. And that's the spot where I lost my 32. The one time I had 3250 pace on Kamek, I made it to that shell toss area, the very, very end, and I didn't activate the wing block early enough, apparently, earlier on in the fight. So the wing block was a little bit, like a few pixels lower, and the shell went through. It went right through the wing block and got me killed as a result. So very, very sad when it happened, but at least it didn't happen here. Gonna give you the nice showcase there. Hope you guys enjoyed that Invictus run. Unfortunately, we did have a few slowdowns. One by one, it was pretty rough. But we got to showcase a lot of cool things. And I love the endgame. Stellar, absolute power. The Invictus room is very, very cool stuff. But I think we're going to take a short little break for Speed Gaming, and then we're going to come back with Titan Mario, one final Kaizo block or Kaizo run for this Kaizo block. And it is the hardest of the 3 that I'm going to demonstrate for you guys today. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you soon.